Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by Gulfstream Park.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defoe, and Luby, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back. We are live again. It's been a little bit of a, vacation week. Some of us are vacationing in Spain, living high on the hog, and that would be one Mike Luby Lubitz. And others
I don't know about some of us.
Some of us. And then others we're just doing some staycation stuff.
And Defoe is
chilling
just
out.
late.
And yeah, Defoe, I don't know, the only lunchbox of the week, and we have to mark him tardy. And those who are tardy don't get fruit cup or the early double.
I can pretty much guarantee you where exactly on 95 he got caught.
That's all right. And but that's okay, because until he arrives, we got Tony Segreto is here. We got Ken, the professor, filling in for Luby on the production board and also on the headset. How is everybody doing this week? You ready? I'm rusty. You've been doing shows all week, Professor.
I
right?
know.
With
I'm ready to
Defoe?
pass out. Luckily, we have beer and food. So,
All right.
you know.
We are going to be. We have a very busy agenda after being off all week. First of all, how are you doing today?
I
Tony?
am doing fine and dandy and ready to go.
And it's a great day here at the track. Not only is it a beautiful, balmy day.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow is one of the great races. It's the Holy Bull. It's kind of the kicking off, the stepping stone to the Triple Crown races and the Florida Derby. The Holy Bull is kind of the top 3-year-olds. It's a compact but quality field of 7 going tomorrow, a mile and a 16th. That will be our contest race. We also have a contest tiebreaker to finish up because we haven't been on all
And I'm
week.
picking it out.
And Tony is going to be the man. I guess we might as well get that order of business out of the way. We got to talk about the Super Bowl matchup in terms of food. We got to talk about two of our favorite, two food and restaurant related people are right here at Gulfstream today because both of them have an interest in the 5th race today, and both of them have long shots. And there's nothing I like better than friends with live long shots. Joey Esposito from Cafe Seville, we saw him. He's been a longtime sponsor ever since I was on, starting off as the Gambling Gourmet on 940 Wins. Joey Esposito and Cafe Seville has been loyal Lunchbox sponsors. Jeff Defoe is here. Put on the headset. Get ready to roll. Joey is here rooting on his man. Trainer Joe Orseno has an also eligible number 13 that drew into the 5th race on the turf. It's called Tap It 3 times or Tap It 3 times. 20-1 on the morning line. And then our friend Chef Raheem Sealy, who's the chef at Q Restaurants in Wynwood and also J&C Oyster in Hollywood. He has ownership in a horse named Battle of Dover, and he's listed also at like 20-1. So they're both here for the 5th race, and I've got action on both of them. I can't wait. Defoe, how are you today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Felt like the old days of trying to make the double at Belmont Park, and you're on the Bell Parkway. And I drove literally like I was in Starsky and Hutch. Bridge was opening. I flew over that.
Were you Starsky or Hutch or Huggy Bear?
Yeah, it could have been more Huggy Bear because he was on more drugs than the other guys. But no, I'm good. How are you? Look who's here. Tony Segreto. I think I'm not even in the screen here. You guys might have to shove over a little bit.
No, you're there. You see? That's
yeah, but I got to
okay.
lean in. I mean,
All right.
Come on, guys.
We've got the professor's kind of in a half frame there.
That's
but
right. Yeah.
He's all right. He's got the face for radio.
Exactly.
No, you're good.
But highly complimentary today, Mike Mayo. Guy busts his ass to come down here. And, that's
He's
what
not
you
inaccurate.
greet him. Nice.
Look, I'm no beauty
I
contest.
said, hello, how are you? I went over and shook his hand.
He did.
The professor has done just a solid job. The usual Luby sabotage when Luby's not around. Leaves everything out of whack. And we try to do a show on Monday. And he got
did
stuck.
totally leave the layout open on the Mayo show.
But this one seems to be going exceptionally
Oh
smoothly.
boy, we'll
so
find some wood
this
to
is-
knock
The show
on
just started,
real quick.
To find
This
a way to
is
wreck that.
I gave ourselves a Kenahara, as they said.
Yeah,
in
don't
Yiddish.
say things like that
Yeah,
in
that's all right.
broadcasting.
Well, that's all
Tony
right.
knows better than anybody.
Well, but anyway, we've got a big day of racing. We got live long shots in the 5th, if you heard what I was saying. Joey Esposito is out here. Did you see him? I can't get him on the show.
I didn't. You know who I ran into, though? A guy that I've known since I came to Florida. And I guess I'm not sure exactly what he's doing anymore. He was the head of Naira for a while, I think. Terry Meeks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I saw him in a parking lot, and a guy, literally, he looks 20 years younger than the last time I saw him, which was 20 years ago.
Oh, that's pretty good. It's
Pretty amazing,
Naira, I think that kind of.
I'm not sure if he's still there anymore. I'm not sure
I don't
what's
think
going
so.
on.
The
with that.
wonders of modern medicine.
That's great. Oh, we've got some empanadas dropping in. We got a double order because Ken
you
loves
had
them
to.
so much. He usually eats them all before I get a nibble. I'm going to have to kind of get in here and get one now. Have you
Literally,
had these?
when I ordered them, said, "Oh, I'm not having any today."
Oh, then we've got now the salad. That's me, the Greek salad.
Wait, that looks like Tony.
Greek
He's got his
salad
name
with
written
shrimp.
all over it, no?
No, he switched to chicken. And speaking of Greek, big Greek festival this weekend coming up.
Where's that at, man?
It's in Holiday Park in Fort Lauderdale. I drove by the big tents the other day, and it's
that's
going
sweet,
on all weekend long.
I have a very Spartan.
Wait, that's going to be Tony's.
that's Tony's too.
You've
Oh,
got
got
yours
the double
coming.
up.
You've got the double.
I'm already grabbing Tony's food. I just got
Never a good sign.
Yeah.
We've got
look
your
at that. I got a double order.
Friday and Saturday forms as contained in your
It's
contract.
the best part about you, Mike. Man.
That's it.
So the one reason I know you is to,
get
one
the
of the main
forms.
reasons is that you always come through.
And me and Tony, we did a pit stop in the press office today. We got to
I
see
saw Dave Joseph.
Dave Joseph
Nice.
looking fine in fine form. Getting
Did you
ready
eat
for
half
the
a donut to start another race
No,
war?
there was a whole thing of cookies, and I abstained from the cookies today.
Okay.
But I am not going to abstain. I'm going to start with a bite of the empanada.
Dave Joseph, the epitome of cool, though. I was out here for the Pegasus early on Saturday last week. Do have to pay the highest of compliments, and I don't just do this. Are you spitting that out already?
No. I dished off
okay.
a side plate because I got my empanada right
got
here.
distracted there. And the catering job had to be overwhelming. I don't know how
Here?
they did this.
Well, we're going to talk to Joe Basia. Yeah, we'll see. It was great.
All right.
I mean,
Nope.
But no, you were going to be remarking on what did
middle
you
there, please.
sample anything? Did you get to?
No, I didn't really eat anything, but I was just looking at how overwhelming the whole project was because I was in the Sport of Kings room where they were having this big handicapping contest, $5,000 entry fee. You would have to say the crowd was very upscale compared to the usual degenerates that we find down by the breezeway and other areas that I normally frequent. And
Where do you normally frequent? There?
well, I'm usually, downstairs, Nando's Bar, at Breezeway, somewhere around there, by the rail, whatever. A very high society type of event. So naturally, these guys are expecting the finest of, cuisine. And they did a great job. They really did. I mean, the room I was in was well catered. Everybody seemed very, very happy. And when you're paying $5 a pop to be in a tournament, you want to be well fed. So he did a great job. And I was thinking, geez, all the different areas that he had to cover and all the different types of food that he had to put out. A tremendous undertaking by Joe Basia.
That's nice. And also a tremendous job. This the empanadas, hot and fresh, crispy, beautiful shell. Now I can see why you devour them so
Exactly.
frequently, Professor.
Wait, you ate all three of those already?
He had two. I had two. He had one.
He has not lost a step on his game
no.
last week.
Yeah, you had two. I'm only on a half. I'm you definitely
To be fair to me, they didn't bring my shrimp tacos, so
okay.
Oh,
well,
there you go.
well, we
All
do have some of the penne alla vodka. We got the Greek salad.
might have to
Greek
sample that.
festival this weekend. What do they call that? Saint I don't know what it is. One of the saints.
I'm not
Saint
Greek.
Demetrius. So that's up at Holiday Park in Fort Lauderdale all weekend long. And we got some business to attend to. And Tony Segreto is going to be our tiebreaker. Wait, we got to set it up. Last week's contest. We're finally getting around to the contest. Last week, the restaurant was Christina Wan's, which was in the news this week, as I alluded to in that final clue that there would be some good, happy news. Christina Wan, a long-running Chinese restaurant, the family, 3 generations. They've been in Miami, Hollywood, the last 20 years in Fort Lauderdale. She retired, and it was kind of an abrupt closing in November, and everybody was really dismayed. But to the rescue, her nephew, Alex, who is a friend of the show in Temple Street Eatery in Fort Lauderdale, Alex and Christina's daughter are going to be taking over the family tradition, and they're going to be reopening hopefully in March or April. So Christina Wan's in Fort Lauderdale. It's good news for Chinese food lovers in East Fort Lauderdale, and because there is a dearth of decent Chinese food on the east side. So Christina Wan's was the restaurant. The winner of the Pegasus was, do you remember last week's Pegasus, Defoe? You were here.
I was here. It was a great day. I really thought it was spectacular, and it couldn't have been better weather-wise. Of course, I remember the winner, Mike Mayo. What kind of question is that?
All right. Well, it's a little
I didn't
quiz.
have him because I left him
I
out of
loved
my
him.
equation. Yeah.
I had him. I actually had a good day on Saturday and put money away in the bank, and I'm still playing my bankroll from last weekend without replenishing
You can't
it.
beat that. You
And-
can't. If you get 2 weeks up, you're really in it.
White Abarrio was the winner. Safi Joseph is training him again, and this is a horse that loves this racetrack. He won the Florida Derby here. He's also been a Breeders' Cup Classic winner. A lot of back class, and he showed it last Saturday. He romped. Then it came down to the tiebreaker AFC Championship. Chiefs winning, no surprise there, by 3 points. 4 people had all 3 of those elements right. And I'm going to give the names before Tony picks one, but it was one of the Koch, by law, one of the Koch family. Gregory V is one of them. Our friend Amy Morantz is in the hat, along with Dawn Clark and Barbara Schwartz. So
4 people had it all,
4 slips had it all. Tony, don't look.
including
just pick
the winning
one.
margin.
Just pick one, only one. I'm not rooting for any particular one. You got 2. Drop one. There you go. Now you got 1. We're going to open it up and see who is this week's winner of a fabulous brunch, Sunday brunch package for 2 at 10 Palms right here where we're sitting. Barbara Schwartz, congratulations. I think it's been a long time. I think she is a one-time winner, but it's been almost a year and a half. So Barbara Schwartz, congrats. You and a guest have won Sunday brunch for 2 here at 10 Palms, all-day brunch buffet, no time limits, 1 mimosa apiece, tax and gratuity included. That makes the Let's Eat people very happy when they don't have to deal with figuring out a tip.
Yes.
They don't like tips on that group. So, Barbara, thank you. The other 3, keep on plugging away.
So at least 4 people in South Florida weren't moaning and crying about that Josh Allen 4th down call.
No. And they
all had the 3-point margin, all 4 of those people?
Yeah, all 4.
Oh, wow.
And again, there was about, I think, there was a lot of people had White Abarrio. I think there were 9 people that advanced.
Oh,
to
you
the
gave him
tiebreaker.
out as your best bet of the life of your life.
I love it. Horses for courses.
And he
is one of
romped.
my
I mean, won by like 20 lengths.
Loved
It
it.
was amazing.
He looked great. He loves this course, and it's a striking looking animal when he's in top condition. He
I
really
had
is
some
a
people
champ.
buffaloed by that prep race where he ran 3rd in a 7-furlong race, not his distance. And a lot of people, just said, that looks so bad. Maybe he's not ready, but couldn't have been a better prep.
Well, and that's
Who was
what
the best horse? Who's the best horse you guys have ever seen, witnessed? Name
I
it.
have to be Secretariat. I was there, and I backwheeled him that day. I put him in second with everybody at the Belmont Stakes. I remember being at the rail. You could probably see my head, a young DeForest, popping up and down if you ever see a replay of that race, which has been a zillion times. And my buddy Cliff Keller, who I was with at the track, he says, "Something's out there by like a mile." And
31
they
lengths.
came around
moving
and
like a tremendous
His machine.
Yeah.
So I was a little young. I wasn't at the track that day. I'm going to say my most first of all, I love the horse named John Henry.
Yes.
I love John.
I also like the baseball owner, John Henry. He was a good, decent
Yeah,
guy.
he was a
was a good
strange
guy.
cat.
He's a strange cat, but
Yeah.
a decent guy. But the horse John Henry was very impressive. I saw some of his races. But the most impressive horse I've ever seen, 2 grade 1 wins, like 4 days apart. Conquistador Cielo,
Oh, good
Belmont.
horse, yeah.
He won the Met Mile on a Monday on Memorial Day. And then 4 days later on Saturday, when the Belmont Stakes, he came back and romped in the Belmont Stakes after basically winning in the Met Mile. Woody Stevens says this horse is at full peak now. He doesn't need any rest. He just sent him right out. And that Belmont win, and I still remember it, paid $10.20, and I was a very happy teenager, and it led me to this point in my life, a lifelong of degeneracy. Because
Other than Secretariat, Forgo has to be.
Oregon. Wow, listen to you, man.
Well, I
How about Native Dancer?
I don't have these two's racing.
Cigar, I mean, was
experience.
pretty impressive.
Seabiscuit.
They have the statue out there. What?
Seabiscuit.
Yeah.
That was
Tony was
before my
around for
time.
that.
I don't
Tony
have
was
these
here
two's-
when Whirlaway was.
I don't have these two's racing experience, and I do not like John Henry, the Marlins owner, because anybody who won a World Series with the Red Sox can go blank themselves. But I happened to be at the Derby the year he won, and I got to say, just in terms of looks and the way he ran on the track, American Pharaoh is
Oh
easily
wow, yeah.
the best looking horse. I've seen expensive horses before, but he was like famously, I don't know, $5 million or whatever when they purchased him. And he was the first horse I ever saw. I was like, yeah, that looks like a $5 million horse.
Arlington Million, John Henry in the barn, nose to nose. Still can hear Harry Henson, the dulcet tones of the great Harry Henson in my head. John Henry, the Bart, John Henry, the Bart, John Henry a nose. That's how we call the race.
Very matter of factly. I like that.
I know Henson was great. He had that grovelly voice. There's somebody, Tony something now, that I think he's calling it Turfway Park, and he also calls it Finger Lakes. And he does a little Harry Henson.
Okay.
A
There's
little twinge of Harry Henson.
A lot of good race callers out there these days. Your friend Frank Miramarty, and then of course here we've
Here's
got racetrack. What's Pete Aiello?
Pete Aiello, yeah.
Racetrack.
Pete
Two
is so
great
good.
guys, too.
And
He is.
really rising young talent at Oaklawn now. He started off in San Francisco area. Matt Dinnerman. I don't know if you've heard him.
No, he's great. Yeah,
Matt Dinnerman,
you figured
really
he was
good.
going to go far.
And
Oaklawn Park is a huge stepping stone because what do those three guys have in common that you just named? They all
started at
kind
Oaklawn.
of got their springboard to success from Oaklawn Park.
Now, what happened to Vic Stouffer, the goof on the roof?
Stoffer, he's around somewhere. He's very prominent in handicapping tournaments.
Okay, good.
I don't think he's
He's
calling
still
races
involved
anymore.
in the game. No, he got into one of those people where social media kind of bit him in the behind.
He did something that was politically incorrect. I'm not sure how justified it was. I hung out with Vic a little bit when he was calling at Exarban.
Oh, wow.
When I used to do the College Baseball World Series. I don't know if Tony ventured out to
It's a
Exarban.
track I've never been to.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't exist anymore, does it?
No. It's Nebraska spelled backwards, which is kind of a weird thing.
That's a good.
And Vic was calling races there, and I'll never forget some of the experiences that we had because he wanted me to be a beard for him. He was trying to make it with some girl, and I had to be with his friend, and it was quite the experience.
What is the saddest racetrack that you've ever been to in the country? I'll start with Tony. I guess did you ever dip into some kind of little
Yonkers?
Yonkers.
Yeah,
okay.
Yonkers. It could qualify, no doubt about it.
Tifo?
I don't know the worst I've ever been to. We were talking about Turf Paradise the other day.
But that's in Phoenix. It's a nice atmosphere, at least.
But
It's good weather.
It's kind of a dump. It's nothing special. I don't know. Any racetrack for me?
Suffolk Downs, in
Suffolk
Ken's favorite
Downs,
city of Boston, was one of just
That's a dump also.
it's like Aqueduct squared. Like Aqueduct is just an industrial, grimy, degenerate place for the winter racing. Suffolk Downs, as we called it when I went to school, just in a horrendous part of town near the airport. It just was like you just felt dirty.
I had a good experience
Yonkers.
there. I had a taxi guy take me to Suffolk Downs. He decided to come in and catch a few races with me. I was at Leslie Visser's wedding to the Duke. Okay, so I get out to Suffolk
It
Downs.
was a good affair.
Cabbie drives me out there. He says, I'm going to go in and bet a few. So they weren't even open for racing. It was just simulcasting, right? So we're there for about an hour and a half, and finally I say, hey, okay, let's get going. If you want to ride me back, I'll be happy to pay the fare. And when we got back outside, it turns out that's where the repo guys wait to repossess the cabs because they know that all of these guys are staying there, and this guy's cab had been repossessed while we were inside the track.
Sounds about right.
Funny.
True story. Absolutely.
I
The
never-
truth is always better than fiction.
I never went there, but having seen it on TV, Mountaineer always looked
Mountaineer is
amazingly depressing.
Oh,
little-
Penn National would probably be like the biggest
That's
dump.
true. You know what? Prairie Meadows is
Grantville,
outside
PA.
of Des Moines, Iowa, and that is also.
Prairie Meadows.
Do you want to count dog tracks?
I
in
saw
there?
the
mean,
No,
what about dog
I'm
tracks?
talking straight up
Oh,
horses.
Or Highlight. I was in Fort Pierce Highlight.
Fort
once.
Pierce Highline would be a kind of a slimy place
We,
to go.
we've seen it all this lot here. Let's take our first break, and then we're going to do a new contest. We're also going to talk about the Super Bowl matchup in terms of food, which is always a fun thing. And we're going to talk about the most hideous thing I've heard all week. And I don't know if you heard this, Defo, the new, I guess,
Well, I could tell you what the most hideous thing I heard all week was. But
Justin
we
Tucker
don't-
visited your massage parlor.
No, we don't want to get into that. It was part of our press conference yesterday.
Oh, no. I'm saying it's the mashup between Skyline Chili and Grader's
Ooh.
Ice Cream. Grader's is a well-known Ohio, Cincinnati brand of ice cream, been in business over 100 years. And for some reason, somebody thought it was a good idea to come up with a Skyline Chili infused flavored ice cream with the cinnamon and the
That must be
nutmeg.
great. Wow.
And they put the little oyster crackers on top. I have not tried it yet.
I'm surprised you held off. I mean,
It's
right
not
up your alley,
available
yeah.
here yet. I'm going to be looking for it, but I did see some viral video of
He already booked a flight to Cincinnati.
Thankfully, that is not involved in this year's Super Bowl
You know,
food
if you go to
handicapper.
Cincinnati, Grayer's ice cream is really,
Grater's ice cream.
really
They have
good.
a black raspberry chip ice cream that is one of my favorites in this whole country.
It is excellent.
Okay, so
Excellent.
he knows.
Excellent.
Tony knows. I don't know about the Skyline chili flavor, and I was telling Ken there's a ice cream shop in New York that also produces it for supermarkets. It's called Van Leeuwendyke's or something like that. But Van Leeuwen's, they did a mashup of Hidden Valley Ranch flavored ice cream. Like the Hidden Valley Ranch dressing, they somehow combined it. It was the grossest thing. Nothing could save that one. So we'll see if the Skyline Grater's mashup is even worse than that. All right, we're going to take our first break, but first I got to put in the great word about Tropical Acres. It's been a long week, and I actually made it in there.
Oh, yeah?
On one of my holiday days before a poker tournament. Went in there for happy hour. I got my great half-price Belvedere martinis for $8. Also got a piece of prime
Where can you get a
rib.
martini for $8? Really think about that. Belvedere, a call martini.
Tropical Acres, premium brand. Call whatever you want. It's all half price. It's incredible.
Awesome.
They'll take great care of you. 75 years and going strong. The Studiali family are just masters of hospitality. They've got the prime rib. They've got filet mignon. They've got all kinds of new steak specials they've been doing. Tomahawk steaks and some of the cowboy steaks. It's a great place. 2500 Griffin Road. Go in there. Don't forget to get your loyalty reward club card punched for every 12 entrees you buy. Get the 13th one on the house. I'm very disappointed. I was up to 11. I forgot to bring my card in to get it punched. So next time I'll do that. But
I bet if you talk to the manager.
Yes.
They'd accommodate.
Oh, and how could I forget? Valentine's Day coming up 2 weeks from today, February 14th, a Friday this year. So you want to get your reservations now at Tropical Acres, 954-989-2500, 954-989-2500. Nothing shows your loved one the amount of love in your heart than a dinner at Tropical Acres. All right, let's take our first break. Ken, we'll be back with more on the Lunchbox and Joe Beja to talk about tomorrow's Taco and Tequila event here at Gulfstream on the 3rd floor after these words. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended for a special occasion or any occasion. Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and still for the finest poultry and the freshest fish. Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining, and they are now featuring a monthly lamb roast brunch on the first Sunday of every month. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima for reservations. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. Professor's shrimp tacos arrived, and with the french fries, I just got a fry. They're very crispy and crunchy and delicious. And I always like when somebody takes a bite of food here and they have like
Nice. Good
this gasp of delighted surprise, like, oh wow, this is really good. And that's what you said, right? And he's chowing down on it right now. So all good.
Look, D4 and I said on the morning show today,
Yep, you were very
Joe
complimentary.
Beja puts on a show like you would never expect. At
Joe
a
Beja is the best.
He is the executive director of hospitality here at Gulfstream Park, and
I
he
have
really
had-
is a master of it. I need this 3 to 5 shot to breeze to stay alive in my pick 4, which we'll
looking
see what
very
happens now.
favorable. No.
We'll see.
Hasn't touched me.
I have
Don't want to
had
give
the,
a Kenahara, but he does look like he's under wraps. A little tap
If that
on the
horse
thing.
loses, I'm going to go ahead and give Tony a karate chop.
Okay,
No.
here we go. All right, I'm alive in the pick 4 with 2 legs to go. In the last leg, I have all. Is there better feeling as a horse player when you are alive to a pick 4 or pick 5 and you have the all button in the last leg?
Always excited.
That is the best.
Yeah.
And you're just rooting for the long
But
shots.
anytime it happens to me, I get the 2 to 5 shot that wins the last leg.
Last race.
Lose money to the bet.
All good. Hey, one sponsor note. We had the spot for Taverna Kima on there. So, unfortunately, they wanted to do their lamb roast on the first Sunday of every month, but this month it's going to be postponed. I heard from Sophia, the great, wonderful proprietor there. There's a lot of conflicts this weekend, and they actually are taking part. There's Greek festivals, it seems like, all up and down the South Florida coast. So they're not going to be doing their lamb roast this Sunday. But they will be involved in some of the Greek festivals around in Boca and
Now,
one
is
in
this-
Fort Lauderdale. And we love Taverna Kima, but they still got lamb chops every day, lamb shank, lamb roast, and that happy hour. You can't beat it. Some of those $7. You were impressed with that when we were up there.
Very, very fine place. I mean, it's one of those places not really around the corner for me, but if I was thinking about getting Greek food, it would definitely be worth the drive. And
Worth the trip.
they do a great job there. And the lovely Sophia has been on the show a couple of times. You can tell usually by the nature of the people that are running the place what kind of place it's going to be. It's warm, it's welcoming, and the happy hour is dynamite.
It is. I can't believe the length
offering.
of the offerings that are all reasonable.
All that
$7,
stuff was
$8
$7.
If it's
dishes.
not
amazing.
Italian food,
No, and it's good. I
it's
mean,
Greek food
it's Greek
because
food.
that is the best.
Now, Greek, Italian, all the European countries. I love Spanish tapas. Where Luby now, I'm making bank. He's there for another like 4 days, and nothing has happened there yet.
You little bastard.
There was a slight earthquake in Boston when he was in town, which was shocking. You don't expect to hear the headline of earthquake and New England, although I guess, Ken, you might have been rooting for a bigger number, but
Like a Lex Luthor and Superman 1 kind of number.
I've got a contest for you, Ken. I think we're going to, well, you know what? Should I wait till Joe's here to do this week's contest?
I have a contest for me specifically.
Well, it has a Massachusetts themed
great.
restaurant that, and it wasn't on purpose. It coincided with my very obscure theme of the week. But we'll get to that in a minute. Let's talk Super Bowl. I heard you guys on the morning show today discussing the food matchup. I mean, obviously, it's the host city is the winner because it's New Orleans, and that's one of the great food towns in the country.
100%.
But
you know what's funny? I was sort of blanking on that. It was early in the morning, and I was thinking New Orleans was in it. So, but you can't go by New Orleans. I mean, New Orleans eclipses both of those places.
right.
By
But if you're going to
many
look
miles.
at the competitors, the competing teams, Kansas City, known for barbecue and also steaks. You know, a lot of.
Is it
steers.
really? I know they like to, but I don't think nationally when people think steaks, they're thinking Kansas City.
You
No.
think Omaha, Nebraska? Like
Omaha, definitely ahead of Kansas. I
But
feel like
they are a
Chicago. I
Midwest-
feel like there's a bunch of cities.
But they
ahead
had
of Kansas
Kansas City.
stockyards. Who was the author that wrote about the horrendous conditions in some
Carl
of the
Sandburg.
Sandberg? I thought it was all right. Slaughter. No, I don't even know what it was, but it was in Chicago because there's also there were big stockyards and slaughterhouses
Maybe it
in
wasn't
Kansas City.
Sandburg. Now, who am I thinking of?
No, it's somebody else. But this is all stretching our very feeble brains at this point. But Kansas City barbecue, we've talked about it last week. You just find it too saucy, too tomatoey, too slathered,
sweet.
too sweet, molasses based.
I like it.
Okay.
I like the little sweetness in it that they offer.
And Kansas City is not known for
Upton
brisket. It's
Sinclair
more
was the
ribs. What's that?
You were referencing Upton Sinclair.
Upton Sinclair,
Jungle.
the Jungle, and I think that was the Chicago ones. But you've been to Kansas City at all through your careers?
Yes, I've been through there.
And did you eat some of the barbecue? I guess it's Arthur Bryant's is the famous one.
I don't really recall having any big barbecue experiences there. But I kind of, I'm with Ken a little bit. Any barbecue is good for me, but I prefer other styles to that sweet sauce. That he was.
I
referencing.
agree.
Yeah.
I'd rather have the dry rub in Memphis or the vinegar-based sauces.
The
of
one thing I will
North
say
Carolina.
Here's to
is
you
that
guys, by the way.
normally
Here's the weekend.
when you get the
first month of the year in the books.
when you get the grocery store brand barbecue sauce, the one everybody knows,
KC Masterpiece.
it doesn't really reflect the style. But I was about to say, KC Masterpiece actually
reflects
tastes
the
like
style.
KC barbecue
right,
sauce.
which is sweet and
For
sticky.
some better, for me, much worse
Right.
than other barbecue styles.
And then Philadelphia, which is interesting food town because everybody associates it with cheesesteaks and pretzels. And I associate it with my favorite sandwich in Philly, which is the roast pork with provolone, broccoli rabe, and a long hot pepper, which should be the official sandwich of Philadelphia, but somehow it never seems to catch on.
And the tasty cakes. The tasty cake is a strong culinary contribution.
And
from the
Wawa is
city.
one of those things that came out of the Philadelphia area, is now spread like a weed down here, which, let me tell you, at 2 a.m. after you get knocked out of a poker tournament, if you have a choice of McDonald's, Wendy's, or a Wawa sub, I'm going with the Wawa sub.
Yeah, me too.
nowadays.
All the time.
But the other thing, Philly has become quite the food town. A lot of talent there that has kind of gone down the turnpike from the New York metro area, where basically a lot of independent small chefs got priced out, and they moved down to Philly. And there are some really top flight chefs and restaurants in Philadelphia. So food wise, I'm giving the nod to Philadelphia and the Eagles. It's also a little bit dear to my heart because a friend of mine that I used to work with at the Sun Sentinel, Mike Stocker, talented photographer, he has a son named Ben who is a really talented and fledgling musician. And he started this band called Snack Time. And Snack Time is now the house band for that Jason Kelsey started a kind of late night show on ESPN, limited run. Nobody's been watching it because they stick it at 1 a.m. But
I was unaware of this.
But Snack Time, local talent, 2 guys, Sam Gellerstein and Ben Stocker, are kind of the founders of that band Snack Time, which started in the pandemic as kind of busking in the middle of Rittenhouse Square when there were no more clubs and people couldn't go indoors. They just started playing in the middle of Rittenhouse Square, and people started showing up and grooving, and it was a way for people kind of like burn off some of that pandemic anxiety and energy. And they've become a big deal. They've been very successful. They've been touring nationally with Portugal the Man last summer. So kudos to him. I like snack time. I like Philadelphia food. However, in this game, unfortunately, I do not like the Eagles. I'm sticking with the Chiefs
Kansas
for the
City.
three-peat.
Kansas City is destined.
You think?
They're destined
That's
to
a
win.
strong word.
Now, let me call my bookie. I'm going to send it in on Philadelphia right now.
What is the spread, by the way?
One and a hook.
one and a hook?
KC is a favorite.
Okay. Look, Mahomes has this look of a guy, like they didn't look very impressive all year, but they just get the job done. Have you formulated your Super Bowl pick or other opinions on the game yet?
I believe the game is a fairly even matchup. I mean, you could make a case for both teams and not look like a fool. A friend of mine on one of our gambling shows, which a professor was performing very well on today, he loves Philadelphia. He actually thinks they're the better team.
But you came up with a great stat, Professor, about Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator.
He's
and
0-8 all time against Mahomes.
Okay.
So maybe he's due.
So he hasn't figured out a scheme yet to stop Mahomes.
I don't know if it's that he hasn't figured out, or as we saw with the Miami Dolphins and a lot of complaining about his defensive scheme last year, he does his scheme everywhere he goes, regardless of personnel. And it happens with this particular Philadelphia front line, particularly because of Jalen Carter. It tends to work very well. But if you're looking for the creative guy among the DCs in this game, it's Spagnuolo, who will send guys from out of the stands on the blitz.
Yeah, that was something that last blitz against
Hey, section
Allen.
G. Come on, blitz.
Yeah, so
Fangio is very much
kind of buttoned
I
down.
rush for, I play too high shell zone behind it. It's what I do like 85% of the time. Again, it's kind of bland, but when you have the right personnel, it's very effective. And you combine it with their ball control style of offense where they're very good in the red zone.
We'll be back next
It's
week
effective.
for a pick, but we might not see you. So what's your pick? Do you have a final score yet? Or
If you're going to make me pick, I got to take Philly in the points.
Okay.
Every number
and if
says
you had a pickless city to go eat in one night.
easily Philadelphia.
Okay, there you go. So he's
Again,
consistent. I'm a little bit
Just the
across
tasty
the
cakes
board.
alone versus
There you go. Hey, let's take our second break. Joe Beja says he's running a little behind. He'll be here in about 4 minutes, which is perfect. It'll give us time to do our second break. Before we do, got to talk to you about Delaware Chicken and Seafood Market, 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood.
I stop home every day as I leave here.
If you're going to be kind of cooking at home or having a party for the big game, that is the one-stop shop to get it all. The great sausages that Tony loves. They've got all kinds of the great seafood, stone crab, shrimp, fish, and they have grab-and-go items. They can assemble a beautiful party platter, including some of their roasted chicken. They have their buffalo chicken dip. The Bills didn't make it, but the buffalo dip should make it to your table. That is great stuff. Just heat and eat. It's beautiful. Delaware, they're open 7 days a week. Go online to DelawareChicken.com. That's their website. You can sign up for their weekly newsletter and get all their weekly specials. We love Delaware Chicken and Seafood. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. All right, let's come back.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. If you want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting, have I got the place for you. Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasto platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi. Fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed. We're back. I'm all worried about my bets, but look who's here. Natalie, attired as always, sporting the goatee, fresh off the Pegasus, ready for
He's got
Holy
the whole
Bowl
beard
and
going.
tacos and tequila day. Executive Director of Hospitality here at Gulfstream Park, Joe Beja. How are you?
I'm great.
So,
Up on some rest. I feel
yeah, you look rested.
alive again.
That's good. So Defo was singing your praises. He was actually out here doing some work on one of his many platforms last Saturday, and he just said the array of food was spectacular. He didn't get to eat any of it. I said, you haven't learned very well from me, because I would have been glomming and snoring all over the place. But how did it all go?
It went fantastic. If I had known Defo was here, I would have taken him into the kitchen with Fulvio.
Oh, nice.
You know, so it was really, really great. The partnership with Sardelli's was fantastic. All the horsemen were very happy. We did, like a 4-course family style meal for the owners. Then we did all our own food, obviously in-house for the buffet for 10 Palms. So we had a sushi station.
How many people here? About 1,200? Or
it's about 1,100 in 10 Palms, and then 300 in Sardelli. So 1,400 on this floor alone.
Wow. That is a packed house. And it seemed to have gone really smoothly. All reports that I got were tremendous job. So congrats.
Thank you.
Then we get to do it again all over tomorrow.
Well, wait a second.
Tomorrow.
Holy Bowl. Move on with the Pegasus. So who was the most famous person you got to meet at the Pegasus? Because we know it's crowded with celebrities.
Oh, me personally?
Yeah.
That I got to meet because I was running around all day. But I did take a moment because someone pointed him out to me. And I got to meet Tommy Cutlitz.
Oh,
from
really?
The New York Giants.
The Giants, okay.
Yes, apparently his uncle is a big horse owner and comes to the track quite often. And he's down here for the off-season training and so forth. So he was at one of the tables, and
I
Got to
saw
say
Mike
hello.
Tyson on my
Mike
TV
Tyson
screen.
was here.
You didn't get to meet
I
him?
did not. I
Okay.
was told where he was at and so forth, and then he was up in one of the suites with my owner and a few other people. And I went to the door and saw about 80 people crammed into a 40-person
Yeah,
suite. And I'm
you're
like, nah,
I'm good.
I'm
now.
not. I'm good.
That's it.
But Ray Lewis was here as well, and Phillips, the linebacker for the Dolphins, was also here as well. Jalen, I think his name is, and then we had Ludacris was here.
Yeah, there was
quite a few.
A very star-studded crowd. And now tomorrow we got the Holy Bull on the card. 7 talented 3-year-olds, along with tacos and tequila. Tickets remain, or where are we at?
Tickets still remain. We've sold about 250 tickets. We usually like to get up about 300, 350. So there's still enough. It's a tougher sell coming right on the heels of Pegasus. We've been trying to promote it as much as we could, but we'll get a good turnout as well. And we're excited for it.
And again, we've got Ken getting in the spirit. He had the shrimp tacos. He loved them. He devoured them.
And the empanadas.
Sort
of thematic.
We call him Hoover. He is a vacuum cleaner.
I love the empanadas here. It's a very solid new addition to the menu.
Thank you.
To an already great menu here.
Actually, we'll update that.
Again,
Hoover is very 1960s. We're going to call you Dyson.
This
not
is
Tyson.
This is coming from somebody who multiple times had the Payomia at Miami High Life, which used to be the premier parimutuel meal.
Okay, now
in South Florida, but 10 Palms has gone so above and beyond that.
And if you like tacos, tomorrow have we got a place for you? Tickets available on GulfstreamPark.com.
This is amazing.
Go to the website. Do you want to rattle off some of the lists?
Sure, absolutely. So we have various stations like we always do. If you've not been to one of our Taste of the Track
they do
events,
a great job.
and then we do a full buffet.
Yeah, it's just everything is first class. I'm still blown away by the Italian feast, how every table was first class, top notch. And I'm sure tomorrow with the Mexican themed and tacos is going to be the same.
So we will have table 1 will be the pork tamales with green chili. We'll have a jalapeno popper shooter with chipotle ranch dressing. Table 2 will be cocktail de camarones. So again, we'll have a large shot glass of the small shrimps.
Nice.
Small shrimp, excuse me. We have a beef empanada.
There's the empanadas that he devoured.
Which we had on our menu down here. Table 3 will feature a 7-layer dip and a Wagyu beef quesadilla.
7-layer dip is like cheese, beans, and
sour cream,
sour cream.
So, sauce on
all made on site.
In-house. Yep. We all everything in-house.
I hope they don't turn that into a cake dessert. Did you hear about the Skyline Graters marriage of Graters ice cream Skyline chili flavor?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I distracted you, but it does not sound good.
Continue.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You know me in Skyline.
Yes. Table number 4 will be esquites and the tagine watermelon sticks. And
That's fancy. What's esquites?
I was about to Google that. I'm stumped myself, actually. I just clicked print before I came on today.
he's your chef. He loves to just throw curveballs in there. I'm going to look it up. Yeah.
I'm going to look it up, and I'm guessing it's vegan since it's with the watermelon sticks. So
okay.
Anyway, then we have the taco buffet. Will feature al pastor tacos, chicken tinga tacos.
Nice.
And then we have vegan mushroom tacos, and we have barbacoa tacos. And then we'll have our little walking taco station like we did last time with the tortilla chips, chicharron bags, and then we'll have chili sauce, a white cheese sauce, queso fresco, pico de gallo, sliced jalapeno, sour cream.
Taco bar. This is like a very exciting prospect for a lot of people.
Yes.
Before we get to the tequila, I do have an answer, and shame on me for not knowing this. It's a cousin to elote, which is street corn. Esquites is a corn salad. It's like chopped up corn kernels. And so now we know. Corn will be on the table.
Where is the name Holy Bull come from?
From a horse.
Yeah, the name of the horse was Holy Bull. He actually won the Florida Derby one year. It was a Triple Crown contender. And they like to name their races here after some of the past champions.
Correct.
So there you go. Holy Bull. It's not on the menu. There is no bull or bison tomorrow.
No. I tried to tie in last year with the bourbon and barbecue theme, but
it was a stretch.
We switched it. It was a stretch.
Like this week's contest is a stretch. Wait till you hear this, but go on.
We'll go to desserts. We're gonna have a passion fruit mousse with tequila, bread pudding with Kahlua, mango tequila mousse, and then a rice pudding rompope.
You guys have great rice pudding here.
Yes, we do. We have a fantastic rice pudding here.
And now Ken's favorite thing, tequila.
Now onto the tequila. So we
and
have
mezcal.
And mezcal.
I go back and forth.
And reposito.
Mezcal is It's
Acquired,
really,
but it's really good.
It's really, really, really
Smoky.
good.
So we have Corazon tequila, which is aged in Blanton barrels. So that will be, we do a really good tequila old fashioned with that. We have the Casamigos, which will be featured in our Pegasus Paloma. Don Julio, which will be like a Don Julio tequila mojito. Then we have Patron, which, believe it or not, the Patron that we're serving tomorrow is from our barrel that we were able to
Right. I
secure
remember that.
from-
You went down to
we went to Mexico. So, yeah, so we are doing a Patron tequila drink,
What
reposado
a
drink.
job you have. I go
that-
off to Baltimore to party. I go to Mexico and pick
He's
up
crab
barrels
cakes,
of Patron.
he's-
Good God.
barreling
Tough job.
batches of house tequila, specialty tequila. That's
Right.
great.
So we'll have that tomorrow. Espolón, Tres Agaves, Código Tequila, Casa Noble. We have Cantera Negra, and we have Terramana with the People's Margarita. And then we have a few other ones like Mexica, Adictivo, and then we have a Mezul Mezcal.
There you go.
will be
That's
here as
enough
well.
to get you very happy. Again, as alcoholics, as mixologists know, tequila is the only alcoholic beverage that is actually an upper, not a downer,
it's the only one that's a
because
stimulant.
it's a stimulant. So when you have all these different tequilas, you'll be hopping around like a Mexican jumping bean. Is that
There you
allowed?
go.
Am I
Try,
allowed to
I
say
say
that?
you're getting real racist
Oh,
here.
God. No, we're doing. It's nothing but love for everybody, and everything at Gulfstream tomorrow is going to be great. I'm going to be doing a double header, so I'm going to be laying off the tequila. But again, if you are going to be going heavy on it, Lyft, Uber, taxi cabs are your friend. There'll be plenty of
Absolutely.
availability. I'm going to be here eating some tacos and some of the good Mexican food, and then I've got later in the day, I think it's the Jason Taylor Foundation does an annual chili cook-off out in Weston at a cigar bar out there. So
Very
I'm going to be
nice.
one of the judges, and that's going to be later in the afternoon. So it'll be plenty of time to kind of graze here.
I was going to say you don't really want to do a chili cook-off indoors because the place is going to smell like chili for
It's
2 weeks.
outdoors.
But if it's a cigar bar, like that's going to sort of cancel it
could-
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes it better. But
Yeah.
no, this is an outdoor. They have it set up outdoors. There's 10 or 12 different competitors. So that's later on at the day. And again, it benefits the Jason Taylor
Be smart, bring a
Foundation.
change of clothes, preferably one that you may not use again after
That's
the cigar.
right. Smoke on the Water, I think, is the name
Nice.
of the event. I forgot the name of
Smoke on the
cigar-
Water is his bar.
Oh, that's the bar. You've been there, Weston. You know it. Okay. So that's later in the day. It's going to be fun. Early in the day, Gulfstream is the place to be. All kinds of great action, horse racing. The Holy Bull is going to go off a little bit earlier, 5:15, I think it says.
Yes.
And
First race is 12 o'clock tomorrow. for the
yes. Oh, good. Okay, good to
Yeah.
know. And VIP opens at 12.
boat. 12.
Okay.
12. Unfortunately, if you want to bet, please go to the first floor. We have plenty of options to bet on the first floor prior to 12 o'clock, and then come on up.
All
taste
good.
the tequila.
So, are you ready for a contest, Joe? Here we
Absolutely.
go. All right. It is time for this week's Lunchbox 10 Palms Sunday Brunch giveaway. Email the answer to this week's restaurant trivia question along with the horse selection for the contest race, which is the Holy Bull, race number 11 on the card, numbers 1 through 7, compact but talented field. And this week's tiebreaker with no football game, but going college hoops. Professor, and a top 10 matchup, I think? Or
Oh, I know which game you're picking.
which one?
It's top 10 matchup. It's Florida and Tennessee.
There you go. Bing, bing, ding, ding. Bing,
You got it.
bong. I feel like somebody. All right. Florida at Tennessee is the tiebreaker. And that's at noon tomorrow. And the deadline to get your entries in is noon tomorrow. Anything that comes in afterwards will go right into the electronic trash bin. All right. The tiebreaker, again, Florida at Tennessee. If multiple entrants have all three elements right, we'll have the tiebreaker drawing on our next live Lunchbox show. Will be Wednesday. Wednesday at Grandpa's is our first show back with Luby. We're going to have some encore editions on Monday and Tuesday, giving myself a little breather again. And here we go. For this week's restaurant, we honor Punxsutawney Phil.
Oh, wow.
And his annual February 2nd holiday with a bygone chain and maybe a stretch. This brand was founded in 1969 in Massachusetts, that's Ken's favorite state, by the same owners as Howard Johnson's, and it specialized in burgers, ribs, and American comfort food. Number 2, it once had more than 200 locations, featured popcorn in baskets, and wasn't a place for squares. That's the patented Mayo clue there.
Interesting.
And number 3, the chain declared bankruptcy in 2004 after losing market share to Chili's and TGI Fridays. But plans were recently announced for a comeback with a revived new restaurant set to open later this year in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. Good luck and happy weekend. A chain that was started by the Howard Johnson's people in 1969, and somehow it's associated with February 2nd. All right, that's going to do it. Send in those all three elements to MikeMayoEats@gmail.com is the email address. I forgot to give that out. MikeMayoEats@gmail.com by noon tomorrow, and good luck to all the entrants. All right, let's take our third and final break. Joe, a pleasure as always. Good luck with everything tomorrow. I'll be seeing you bright and early at 12, all by my lonesome, because Val is going up to Ocala with her sister to visit some horses that her sister has fractional ownership in the myracehorses.com.
And there's literally no other reason to go to Ocala.
And it's one of those things, like one of the benefits is you get to see, I guess it's a 2-year-old that's about to start training, and they get to kind of check it out. That's going to be a fun trip for them, but I'll be here by my lonesome eating tacos before I go off and eat chili. So welcome to my world. All right, let's take our final break, and we'll come back with more on the Lunchbox after this. Looking for great seafood that's a little further inland? Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C, 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward, some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the new river. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey district, just south of the Science Museum. For reservations and fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and Oh, are we back?
Oh, we are back. I don't know how that happened.
That's all right.
It's been a short break.
We're not officially back if we don't hear the Oliver theme. Food, glorious food. And Joe Beja stuck around because in my I had blinders on about tequila, and I forgot about this beer can in front of me. You got a little something over there that's a new product, huh?
I brought a little prop here. So we are very proud to announce our partnership with Corey and the gang at Three Sons Brewing.
Right up the road in Dania on Federal Highway.
Yeah.
My local. I go in there at least once a week. They have some great, craft brews that's all made on premises there. But what do you got? It's a new.
So we have a new beer that we're going to be launching in here at the track in February called our Pegasus Pilsner.
Pilsner.
It's a play on the Pegasus World Cup. This is actually the color scheme, the colors, the Pantones that we use for our souvenir glasses and for our big race day. So we're very proud to be partnering with Corey and the gang, and canning.
No,
some
and
Pegasus Pilsner.
he's so talented. And I saw him just a couple of days ago. I was in there. I love their IPAs. They have this Dopalicious
Can you
and
get
double
6-packs
Dopalicious.
there and everything?
You can. They buy 4-packs because it's the. I'm going down in flames here. Where's my one? He's not coming. Oh, I hate that.
You buy a 4-pack?
You can buy a 4-pack of their premium cans. But the Pilsner, he's really gotten into the Czech style Pilsner beers. So I imagine that's what this is.
Correct. It's a very similar to their Ocean Park Pilsner beer.
Right.
So it's very easy to
Easy
collaborate
drinking.
with him and easy drinking. So very exciting. We actually also partnered with him all along the track now. Our second floor bar just outside the casino now is a Three Sons Brewery bar. We have 4 beers on tap.
Oh, great.
And even here in 10 Palms, we have 4 beers on tap, including
Wow.
Dopalicious.
It's like a marriage of all my favorite
Yes.
things together. With
All
horses
things that are
and
great in
All you
South
need is some
Florida.
awful
beer.
chili.
There is no awful food
Or
here.
awful
Joe
chili
not
ice
allowed.
cream.
Yeah, that's it.
I haven't been to Three Sons yet this year, and I need to go. But I don't know if they're still doing Detroit pizza on
Monday night
nights.
is Detroit Pizza Night,
Not
and
a
then
real
on
thing.
Wednesdays is Wiener Wednesdays. They have 3 different style hot dogs that they feature for
Yep.
$6 or $7
Yep.
on a Wednesday night. Chicago dog, classic chili
Yeah.
dog, and I think a New York dog.
I tried to plagiarize off of that. We were doing a promotion here on Wednesdays where if you had a $10 bet, you get a free hot dog at our hot dog cart.
Okay.
And we were calling it Wiener Wednesdays, but we were told to change it to Finish Line Franks.
Oh, okay.
So
Finish
anyway,
line fracks.
Yeah,
There
somebody
you
in
go.
corporate stepped in on that one. But it had a good run for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But we are still doing, also in partnership with Three Sons, on Thirsty Thursdays. We are doing a happy hour down at our Breezeway bar. We are doing their Light Crispy Boys, their version of PBR. We're doing a $2 draft from 1 until 4 p.m. on Thursdays.
Wow.
That's
So
great.
$2, you can't beat it.
Thursdays, yep. Thirsty Thursdays at Breezeway Bar. on the
That
first
sounds
floor.
great. All right, count me in. I'll try to make it to Gulfstream as often as possible. I love it here. I will see you tomorrow for tacos and tequila. Again,
Absolutely.
get your tickets now. Limited supplies left. If there are still any left, you can buy them at the door, but it's not guaranteed that they'll be available. But usually Joe has a couple if you want to get in and buy your way in.
Correct.
You know,
You can still buy at the door.
You can buy at the door.
It's
And GulfstreamPark.com is the website. You can go online and get them today. So,
Yes.
all right, Joe, thank you for sticking around. And
pleasure.
can I drink a warm beer on the air? No, I'll wait till February 2nd. February 2nd is the official
Well, we're
unveiling.
going to start canning next week, so second week of February.
Second week of
It'll be
February. Okay, looking forward to the Pegasus Pilsner from Three Sons.
I'll bring a 4-pack on Valentine's Day for you. How's that?
That's love
That's
right there.
perfect.
All right, before we go, a quick couple of words. Batch, New Southern Kitchen and Tap, the place to go for your brunch, weekend brunches in Fort Lauderdale and also Delray Beach, West Palm Beach now. We love the crew at Batch. Brandon and Kevin are masters of hospitality, just like Joe Beja here. And if you're looking for the exquisite upscale Italian experience, Casa d'Angelo, you got guests coming in from out of town. That is one place that is sure to impress, and
Yes, it
never
is.
have had a
Yes.
bad meal
Never.
at that place,
Ever,
Casa
ever.
d'Angelo. 3 locations, Boca Raton, Fort Lauderdale flagship right there at the big bend of Federal Highway and Sunrise. And then right here, if you have a big score at the track, go right south in Aventura, the beautiful 3rd location of Casa d'Angelo. All right, that's going to do it. We'll be back with Luby, maybe, if he makes it. But Ken, thank you so much for your
Anytime.
help this week. You did a flawless job.
Oh, except for that one commercial.
I didn't. It's all right. But it is, we'll be back Wednesday with a breakfast edition about 10:30 from Grandpa's Bagel Cafe and Deli, also in Dania Beach. Love Mark Freed. There are a couple of race trackers. Freed and Goldberg love coming out playing the ponies. It's great seeing Joey Esposito from Cafe Seville, one of our sponsors out here today. He has a keen interest in the 5th race that's coming up, as do I. It's going to be a great one, and tomorrow's going to be a great race card also. All right, thanks, everybody. Defo, thank you. He is off to the side, eating his chicken. And until next week, remember to enjoy every sandwich.